Okay, folks, here we go. So this literally just came in the mail. I forgot. Hey everyone, Rick here. And folks, today we are unboxing Wyrmspan live. That's right. We just got our copy of Wyrmspan in the mail. And we're going to be unboxing it. I took the shrink wrap off. Literally, UPS dropped this off about 15 minutes ago. So this is super fresh, super exciting. I've been absolutely looking forward to this. We have Wingspan actually right behind us. If we look right over there, I've done something a little bit different with my gaming shelves on this side. I've been front facing the games all over here. Hal, how are you, my friend? So, absolutely excited for this one because I have been reading up, watching videos. I feel like I know how to play it already, but let's get to the unboxing. First of all, look at these golden eggs. Oh my gosh, these things are absolutely gorgeous and they are heavy. I don't know if they're like made out of metal or something, but these golden eggs are amazing. Evidently, Stonemaier Games released these for Wingspan, but there are absolutely still eggs in Wyrmspan. And so when I put in my pre-order for Wyrmspan, I picked up 2 packs of the golden eggs. Super happy that I did because those have sold out already, as has this. The upgraded component set for Wyrmspan. This has all of the resource markers in various shapes, as well as the metal action coins, but we're going to look at all of this as well. These are absolute must-haves for me. These are the player sheets, the player mats. Just like in Wingspan, you are, instead of having an aviary, you have a series of caves where you're going to be placing your dragons and exploring. And these mats, this being a card game, these mats are absolutely necessary because when you try to, pick up a card off of a hardwood table, sometimes it's hard to like pick the card up. You end up having to slide it to the edge of the table. These neoprene mats, first of all, look absolutely gorgeous, right? But they're also soft and a little bit squishy, so when you pick up a card, you can pick it up so much easier. So I absolutely had to pick that up. And of course, I picked up one for each player. So we've got 5 of those. But oh my gosh, this box is so heavy. This box is chock full of some amazing goodness. And again, I just took the shrink wrap off of this. I have not actually peeked inside of the box yet. So that is going to happen right now. What do we have inside? Oh my gosh, I had to take a long sniff because a new game smell is like a new car smell. It is so fantastic. Here we go. Let's take a look at what we have. Once again, and I remember this is taking me back to Wingspan when I first opened that box and felt the components. Everything just has such a nice feel to them. And exactly how new games smell. And also, I love this, may be a little weird, but I love the smell of these rubber mats. Also, when I opened the box and I smelled those rubber mats, I was like, oh my gosh, here are the rules. It's actually a little bit more of a digest size rule book. Some rule books are a little wider, a little taller, almost like a big old manual. So I kind of like this somewhat condensed size. Full color, obviously, pictures galore, explanations and examples, fantastic. And my favorite thing is they keep the solo mode separate. So here we go. I really do not play many games solo. I shouldn't even say many games. I don't play any games solo. I know that there are those who do, and so I am super appreciative of the fact that they have the full on solo rules right here for those that do. The main rule book, fantastic. And then there's this. This book here is even thicker than the rule book. This has descriptions and stats of every single dragon that is in this game. Is that not absolutely insane? How cool is that? The pacifistic web-toed serpent. How about that one? They are found in amethyst caves. They're small. They have a 4-egg nest. They're playful. And ironically, the favorite snack of this dragon is the dove, a traditional sign of peace. This is just such a fantastic book. I absolutely love that. I can't wait to read through that. And then we have the bulk. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's one thing I think I forgot in preparation of this was to get sleeves. Oh my goodness. I hope I have enough sleeves. Otherwise, it's going to be a trip to the game shop for me. Look at all these decks of dragon cards. How sweet it is. Now, of course, just like with Wingspan, the huge selling point of that was the decks of like hundreds of different bird cards, each with their own art. And that is the same thing here with all of these different dragon cards. I cannot wait to pore over these cards and see what all dragons we have for those. And then it looks like we do have a couple little token boxes, which are nice, with snap-on lids. So that will be good for some storage, I suppose. These are the cave cards. I wonder if there are sleeves for this size. I have sleeves for square cards, but I think they are a little bit bigger than these. So we'll have to see if we can find sleeves for these cave cards. A baggie full of baggies. Of course, every board gamer's absolutely happy to see that. And then a whole pad of score sheets. And then we have a bunch of the components, specifically the eggs. Now, like I said, I got the golden eggs, but these actually are very cool. So, and I always thought the wingspan eggs were cool also, but these Wyrmspan eggs in these crazy kind of fantasy colors, I actually really like these, and I would not mind using these. These would be fantastic to use in the game. Um, so I'll have to, game time decision. Do I use the golden eggs or do I use these speckled dragon eggs? These look fantastic, actually. Then we have a bunch of these cubes. I'm trying to recall from my video watches of the playthroughs and whatnot what these cubes are for. You move something around a guild track, but I don't think it's this cube. You obviously have your explorers, and that's what these are for. So these are the explorers going into the caves. So yeah, we'll have to figure out what these cubes do. And then we have some of the punch-out tokens. So here, and actually these are very cool also. So even if you didn't get the upgrade pack and just strictly got the base game, these coins, these action coins, are done in like this silver foil, and that is absolutely fantastic. So I would not be upset about that at all. In fact, the components in this game, if you didn't get the upgrade pack, are still spectacular. First player marker, I assume. Looks like we have a meat token and a bunch of milk tokens. And again, these would be your resources if you did not get the upgrade pack. So they're still obviously high quality cardboard punch out tokens as per usual. We have this, which is the drafting board. So unlike Wingspan, which actually had a very nice 3-compartment card tray that actually stored the cards in it, and then the cards could be displayed up top. We just have this fairly simple card mat, as they're calling it, for 3 of the cave cards on display, 3 of the dragon cards on display. Still very cool artwork on that. And then we have the guild board, and it is the Dragon Guild. And you'll be moving around this area, gathering resources as you do, and then getting to place some tokens. Oh, those are what that's for, of course. There will be different cards that will go here, and they'll score you points based on which ones you were able to accumulate. And every time you pass here and then again back up at the start, you'll get to place one of your markers on one of those things. And the fact that there are different cards that go here will make variety very nice. And then what is this? I feel like this is the end of round goals. So kind of like the end of round bonuses in Wingspan, in Wyrmspan, we also have rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that was also what that other token was for. This pink circle wooden token looks like it's going to be marking the various rounds up top there. Here, I assume we will find somewhere tiles that'll go here to allow us to see what each end of round goal is, and then you have the first, second, and third places. I notice there doesn't appear to be a friendly and competitive side. It looks like it's just this one side. In Wingspan, there was kind of a friendly side and so you weren't ranked. You just got points based on what you did. Whereas this looks like it is all rankings. And then it looks like in between rounds, you do some things, probably recycling the display, gaining your action tokens back and whatnot. So that nice, helpful end of round reminders for that. Andre, when I totally agree, I love Wingspan so much. I think it did so much for the hobby, and people keep telling me how much they use it to bring new people into the hobby just because of how friendly and welcoming the theme is. But for me, number one, I appreciate the Wyrmspan fantasy dragon theme more, but also from the gameplay and rules that I've seen, I feel like I'm gonna like this more. Sounds like there are more crazy chaining combos here, and the Guild Dragon board is very cool. The having to excavate the caves in order to place the dragons in each habitat is also very cool. And then here's a big portion of what this box is going to be full of. And these are still so nice. Look at these. These are your player mats that, of course, I did pick up the 3 neoprene ones, but look how cool this looks. And they're folded in half just like the Wingspan ones. Still, the colors on these pop. These are so nice. So even if you don't get the neoprene player mats, even if you don't get the upgraded player components, the stuff in the box is exquisite. This stuff is fantastic. So now it goes through all of the different actions you'll take on your turn. The excavate, entice, and explore actions. Now, as you take each action each round, it's actually going to get more and more expensive for you. So instead of just placing an action cube and working your way back to the start like in Wingspan, now if you take the excavate action first, or if whatever the case may be, you're going to be no, these are when you explore. When you explore this one, when you explore this one, when you explore this one, you'll be placing your action token here the first time you do it. The second time you do it here, you'll be placing an action token and you'll need to spend an egg. And the fact that you don't lose action tokens round to round is also something that I absolutely love. It did kind of wind Wingspan down toward the end. It made things tighter toward the end, but I still feel like this is, I think I will enjoy this more. So then we also have 4 more of those. So all 5 players. The fact again that this plays 5 is absolutely fantastic. Love that. So there's all 5 player boards. And then we have some, these are the guild shield tokens. So these are going to be the shields that you move around the guild board. And then last but not least, we actually have the punch board components. There's only 2 punch boards here, so not a whole lot of stuff to punch out. And I don't know, should I even punch out the resources since we got the upgraded resources? We'll have to see about that. Some things I am going to punch out, though, are going to be these guild boards. So here's some examples of some of these guilds. Are they different on each side? Oh, they are based on player count. So for example, the Guild of Seafarers, 2 to 3 player side and the 4 to 5 player side. And these are the spaces you'll place your cubes on. And I think that I can't wait to dive into that. And then here look like these are the end of round bonuses. So these we will also be punching out. I'll probably punch out these other things too, even if I don't necessarily need them, just because I don't want to have to keep these cardboard sprues in the box the entire time. But these end of round goals are going to be things like this. Are these double-sided too? Actually, they are. Oh my gosh. So there's a bunch of these then. So cave cards on your player mat, including those covered by a dragon. So we saw these cave cards, and when you are actually excavating your habitats, your caves for the dragon, the first spaces have already been excavated in each of the 3 habitats. But if you want to place a dragon over here next time, you're going to have to excavate this first, and that means getting a cave card and placing it there. And this end of round goal is cave cards on your player mat, including those covered by dragons. So that is super exciting. Dragons and cave cards in specifically your Crimson Cavern. Very nice. Medium dragons on your player mat. So again, these dragons all have sizes and whatnot as well. So for example, this Gambling Land Dragon is a size large, so they would not help us with that specific goal. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? I'm absolutely in love already. All right, so let's punch out the rest of this. We have the Plains Guild, the Rainforest Guild. So here are the 4 different guilds, and you can imagine future Wyrmspan expansions having even more of these guilds. How exciting is that? And even more of these end of round bonuses. Now, if these end of round bonuses are double-sided and we have 10 of them, that means we have the possibility of 20 different end of round bonuses, and the combinations of which bonuses come out and in which order they come out is going to be pretty intense. So that's exciting. All right, now before we punch out the mundane stuff, let's actually take a peek at the upgrade stuff. Oh my gosh, I know you were probably saying as soon as I showed this off originally, Rick, why don't you tear into that now? And I feel the same. Why didn't I tear into this originally? Because this is where the good stuff lies. If you're like me, you absolutely upgraded your wingspan set with the wooden food tokens. Look at these big old chunks of meat. Oh my gosh. So these are the big wood meat tokens, the big old wooden milk tokens. Look at these gold bars. You knew with a game about dragons that there would absolutely be gold bars involved. And then lastly, I believe these are crystals. So we have nice chunky wooden crystal components. And then of course, the metal action coins with like dragon scales on one side, a dragon wing on the other. You can just hear them clanging. I think these look absolutely fantastic. But don't forget, the ones that come in the base game, even though they're cardboard, they still have this gorgeous silver shine to them. I don't know that I'll punch these out since we have the metal tokens, but those are the upgraded resources. So we got it all, folks. We got the upgraded player mat, we got the upgraded resources, we even picked up these. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at those shine in the light. Are you kidding me? These golden metal eggs. Yeah, these are absolutely fantastic. So glad I picked those up, because the last time I checked on the Stonemaier website, where I was pre-ordering all this stuff, the upgraded component pack and the metal golden eggs had sold out. So I was definitely fortunate to have gotten on top of that while I could. All right, now that we've gotten all this stuff out, it's time to do the mundane part. So now we are just going to be punching all this stuff out. So here we go. We're going to punch this out. We're going to baggy this stuff up. And then I also got to check my sleeve situation. I may actually have to run to the game shop, because I may be completely out of the standard card size sleeves. I do have some more, I know for a fact, probably enough for this, but I've already allocated those to a different game, and so I'd end up having to just go to the game shop anyway. So if that's going to be the case, I might as well just not be lazy about it and go now. All right, one of the 2 punch boards already punched. Next up, and actually I may have wanted to punch these anyway, these ×2 and ×5 multiplier markers, because I may still end up needing those anyway. But one thing's for sure, we won't have to be using these cardboard components. Not that there's anything wrong with them at all. They're gorgeously illustrated. They're very thick cardboard tokens. Well, I wouldn't say, too incredibly thick, but they're certainly not thin. They're not flimsy at the very least. So that is going to be 2 of these. Then we have to crack open some of these cards, even though I don't have the sleeves for them yet. So I was not prepared at all for this video. Because otherwise I would have had the sleeves and we could also sleeve them together as well. But unfortunately that will have to be done on my own. In the meantime, though, let's take a look at some of these cards. And I don't know, is it just me or are these even standard card size cards, actually? I may have to do a little sleeve test and see what size sleeves these take before I rush to judgment. But before we care about sleeves, let's take a look at the cards. Yes, they are done in that same linen finish. Folks, just get ready for this. Are you ready for this? Here we go. These are all okay. Okay. So there were 3 dragons there. Now, what are these? What in the these are the solo play cards. Gotcha. All right, here we go. So that is for solo play. What else is here? Looks like we have some player aids. We have 5 player aid cards with the how to play and how to win. And then we have some quick start suggestion cards and in the future turns and some iconography explanations there. And an Atama difficulty level. And interestingly, player mode difficulty levels. What does that mean? Oh, not player, that's Ravel mode. Okay, whatever that means. So that is all of that stuff. And now let's actually take a look at some more dragons. We have 3 decks of dragons. That is absolutely fantastic. Not only that, but also the caves. I need to find out if I have the sleeves that'll fit those tiny square cave cards. If not, I'm gonna have to do some digging. And of course, if I would have been prepared, I would have purchased those ahead of time. All right, here we go. Look at some of these guys. I don't know how well my live camera focusing and stuff really looks on here. But look at that one. Hostile Northern Fire Dragon. Now that is cool. And it looks like they're worth points themselves. That dragon tail icon looks like it's the points, the victory points icon. But can you imagine how many different dragons are even in here? I'm going to have to look and see because these are all different. So they literally came up with hundreds of dragons. Now, I think, did they say somewhere like maybe some of these are based on potentially real dragons, through myth and legend? Obviously not real dragons, but like myth and legend dragons. So what do we have here? 183 dragon cards. There are 183 different dragon cards, including some hatchlings. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Let me go ahead and see now what sleeves these cards take. Those and also these. Actually, I could probably just look it up online. Wyrmspan sleeve sizes. And see what that comes up with. Nice. Board Game Geek already has that pulled up here. Wow. So the square ones are fairly rare, it looks like. Wow. Well, see, guys, why'd you have to go with such a small size square? And then what about these other cards? Aha! These are not just standard playing cards. I thought these looked a little thinner. These are standard American sleeves, and they are the green ones. And I would need 5 packs of those. Well, it looks like we're probably going to the store then. Oh boy. Matt, Matt. Yeah, my square sleeves are too big to fit these. And I definitely do not have enough of the green pack of sleeves to fit these. So we're going to have to head to the store after we unwrap these cave cards. So this is my task tonight, is going to be sleeving these cards. And look at these caves. The artwork on the caves is cool, but it's nothing to write home about. It's just empty caves. But there's a lot of them. Here were the square sleeves that I had, and as you can see, these are just infinitely too large. Way, 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 way too big. So those are not going to work. If I can find a sleeve size that would fit these, and I'd have to trim them. How many caves did it say there are? 75? I'd have to trim them 75 times. Oh, I don't know if I would actually go to those lengths. But I do need to buy more green sleeves. All right, folks, I think that is probably going to do it. So we have unboxed and taken a look at all the components as part of Wyrmspan. Just arrived today in the mail. So thoroughly excited to get this played tonight. Got to get these sleeves, got to get them sleeved, got to get the rules learned, got to get the game played. But I cannot wait. Already my first new game published in 2024, and I'm super excited about it. All right, folks, that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and until next time.